you two see me outside there? I've just had kicky back windering again. That's another job. I suppose you're going to expect me to do it, aren't you? It's your fault. Honestly, yeah, it's freezing out there. Now I know how Luke's torn felt. Honestly, I think we're getting a bit of that weather in from the hot system. Absolutely freezing. You know, Dick. Who's done them? Is it you again, old brew? What have I told you about pot noodles? Honestly, the finest food ever. But you've taken the lid off again, haven't you? Here's one I prepared earlier. I've told you before. Peel the lid, 3/4, never peel it. Once you do this, you've got nothing. Peel the lid, 3/4, put your boiling water in, close it up, seal it up, and just walk away for 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Once you do this, you have nothing. Game over. No, honestly, this channel's full of useful tips. Can you afford not to subscribe? Anyhow, out I come for newbie noodles. You know what I'm after. Come on, D. So what you got? Oh. Why is D empty? Have you tried a party again without inviting me? Because you do know, I don't live far away, so even if it's a last minute thing, you know what I mean, you can just, and I'll be in the shot.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You pair still chubbing about that? You still chubbing when I left the gas stove on and blamed it on them stormtroopers, but you backed me into a corner, didn't you? And I know Luke's always been your favourite, Luke this, Luke that, Luke I'm switching the power down. But you just backed me into a corner. Anyway, I've got my real friends to talk to. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you noticed, when I come in, I've done a nice feature to put my radio control cars. I've done it like Death Star, but beaten up. You know, like in the Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker? Well, listen to this guy. He knows his onions. When basically, it was like all beaten up and rusty like an old war set. I love the look of that. So, I think everything that I put in here is just going to be rusty. Let's just go have a quick look at it. Woohoo! As you can see, all nicely weathered. Lovely little... I mean, eventually I might end up putting helmets on here, I don't know. But I just wanted somewhere to put my RC cars. And I thought, I didn't film anything while I was doing it. So I thought, well, I'll just explain how I've done it. But that is a bit lazy. So I think I'm going to cut up some plastic and fill this gap here. And then I'll film on how I've just sort of done that. But at least we keep things moving. And you have learned a little bit about newbie noodles. I know the proper way to do newbie noodles. So it's all good, clean, healthy fun, isn't it? Yep, so there's plenty more coming up. And also, D here, bless him. When I first made D, he wasn't designed to carry 20 litres of fluid, 40 pints. So he's getting a little bit sea legs. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to build him another body and legs. So that'll be coming up on the next few vlogs, hopefully recently, because he's going to need sorting pretty soon. And while I do D, I may as well build another droid. I think I'm going to have a nice big rusty one outside. I'm going to have a 3-legged one, I think. Because I love the look of this man cave with a droid outside. So I'm going to build a nice big rusty 3-legged one with bits everywhere, battery boxes on the feet missing, and that. So yeah, quite excited about that. So yeah, so you're in safe hands, D. Oh, and that's another thing. You know, Uncle Owen, I think D might be stolen.
What makes you think that?
Haha, only joking. Of course he's not stolen. In fact, only the other day, I found the receipt in the drawer that the Jawas give us. So that is cast iron, isn't it, really? So if Ben or Obi-Wan or the sweet old guy comes looking for him, you can say, not a chance, mate. Ha! We've got the receipt. Jawas gave us that. Was there a warranty? Here, you hold on to that, D. Yeah. Oh, don't be a mad arse. It's your receipt. Right, stop it. That's better. Oh, and that footage we found of that woman asking for something. I had to. Will you shut up? I deleted it, yeah, because we needed space on D's hard drive, so that's gone. Yep. So plenty to do. So as always, I'm going to let this idiot explain.
Hiya.
Can't believe that. Right, I'm off now. Yeah, see you later, D. Oh, and look after that receipt. Cast iron that. And you have, haven't you? What's this? Right, let's get some spraying done. So I'm going to have to put my mask on. So the rest of this I will narrate. But basically this is just a bit of plaster card which I've cut up, which I had donated, and I've made some little shapes. It's only going to go above the door, so I haven't paid too much attention to it. So what I'm going to do is I've got some latex to get some weathering on. My man cave is going to be like in Mos Eisley, but I've like, or the bar person has pinched stuff like chairs out of freighters or bits off a Death Star. So I think that's my theme. That's going to be my Star Wars story, so it'll all tie in together. Anyway, I won't bore you anymore. And I'm going to spray these up as I'm going along as well. Because these, when I screw this into the wall, I'm just going to cover it up with, you know, let's make use of them kind of things. So yeah, let's get cracking. Right, I'm just spraying some silver on now. I'm not going to spray the whole lot silver because I'm tight as a drum. So I'm just putting some patches on. And that is where I will put the latex after it's dry. Oh, he's off now, look. Deep dab, deep dab, deep dab, deep. A little bit of green, because scrapes and marks, they come in all colours, don't they, really, when you study stuff. So I thought, I've got a bit of green kicking about, so why not just do a little bit of a little bit of green. Yeah, he's off again. Here we got a little bit of latex now to just dab on the green bits. It's all gone quiet, hasn't it? Just popping some holders onto the little bits of plastic which I'm going to use to cover the screw holes. Sorry, I haven't got any music that's not copyrighted, so I'll chuck in some sound effects. I'm just spraying these little bits black first. There's a little bit of pre-shading, then I will dust grey primer over them. I lightly dust the grey primer onto the high bits. Hopefully some shading will be formed. Formidable. Now this is just quite a cheap grey primer, but if you dust it on, the black you put on before, it actually acts like shading. Now I'm going to do this little bit without a mask because I'm in a nice ventilated, more or less outdoors at the moment, and it'll only take a couple of squirts. What I like to do is, it's very cheap white. When you spray this on, give it a shake, as in like you're throwing the colour on and letting the colour just fall onto the thing, and aim for the high bits. Not bad. And if there's some areas where you think, oh, I've gone a little bit too excited, which I haven't, but supposing I did, we've got the grey primer to just iron it out. Job as a fish. Let's see if we can get some of that scratches off. Woohoo! I don't know what that is. Oh. Don't try this at home. Let's pop it on the floor. The stains that I put on, a lot of people use these antique dyes and all that kind of stuff. I only use Car Underseal because I've actually got some. I've had it in my shed 20-25 years, and it's mad. It's got some good quality, some quite a long drying time if you want to play with it, and when you actually smudge it, it's like a brown colour. So I've always wanted to find a use for this Car Underseal, which I bought quite a while ago, and at last I found one. So I just dab a little bit on like so. Where's my rag? Come on, I got one. There. It's like them apples. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit more all around the ridge, because actually I want inside my man cave to be like sort of a bit rusty, a bit beaten up. Do all that. That's my rag. And a bit of that. I'll get some of that down here. Mixed a very, very dark brown with acrylics, and I'm just going to have a play around here. Nothing too exciting. Well, over with the air gun. Rust wood sort of stain red around it. I think a bit of sanding just makes everything look a bit more natural. Because I love the airbrush, but you can airbrush too much and make it look a bit too airbrushy. Want a few stains going straight down. Sometimes just mask off a bit. I've let this paint go quite tacky because I really want this vent to be beaten up. So, patience, keep twisting, keep dabbing, and it'll be alright on the night. Yeah. With a bit of trusty light sanding. Use of some of the stuff that I did before that I don't actually like. I'm using my brown again and just covering the majority of it so you can still see some of the light coming through, and just making a big rusty patch. Like I say, it's all about either making mistakes or making the most of them, and you'll get a lot of ununiform layers. So I've made it a bit nice big rusty patch and still left some of the light. And then a little airbrush, I'll just do some rust stains around it. Make the most of a bad situation. And then a bit of stain on. And as always, oh, he's not on about it again, is it? Yeah, just a bit of sandpaper and just diffuse it a bit. Oh, at least you're up about that diffusing. Well, it just makes stuff a little bit natural, I think. Right. Put some little darker bits where I've airbrushed. And even, I'm not saying that I will, but with the airbrush later on, if you put some darker colours in, some darker greys and that, you can just stain around it. Just keep going until you think, yeah. Those light scratches I did at the start, they've almost gone, but they're there. And it just gives a little bit of difference to the actual rust effect. And just, like I say, all marks and stains are all different colours if something's had a lot of traffic, a lot of life. Same with this dabbing, let your colour go quite chewy and you can just create actually some stains which look a lot naturaler than the airbrush, to tell you the truth. Edge of a piece of sandpaper and the paint to try to get some straight scratches. I'll do before it's dry, so I'll just try rubbing it downwards. do. Stain on it. There we have it. So when you think your sponge hasn't got any more to give, just proper rub it on and make some little stains, and it really does iron stuff out a lot. I'm like, sometimes when I'm cleaning out my airbrush and I've got a really weak rusty colour, it's pretty much 90%, then is just give it a little dab. Oh, have it. Just give it a little blast. You can hardly tell any's gone on, but it does take out those sharp edges. Here, just do some squiggles. Let it dry. And then, Kiddywinks, I mix myself quite a dark grey, quite watery as in thinnest, and then with a bit of loose masking on. Around those edges, basically what I've done is I've mixed a brown, sort of a light browny, a dusty, dirty colour, which is Terps based, so it won't affect any of this acrylic if I decide to take it off with Terps, because everything else is acrylic. Hopefully, because I've darkened around the edges, this just shows up a little bit more. So desire to make it a bit more natural, just get a bit of Terps on a rag and just shove it into those nooks and crannies. Because like I say, the airbrushing just looks too airbrushed, and if you just shove that down there, it makes a dusty mess on the top. Because everything else is acrylic, just make sure on this stage you use a Terps based colour, and you can just mess it up and it just looks a bit more natural. And if you want to, I did a lot of these on Indeed, just plain them. You can make like big tide marks, just sort of squidge it all on, and then before it goes too dry, just you have a little stain, a little tide mark. And if you don't like it, a bit of Terps and rub it straight off again, because this is acrylic, so you're fine. So I could even, where I've put Terps on my rag, I need to be an octopus at the moment. If you think, oh, I've gone a bit too much, or you just want it a little bit more natural, just a bit of Terps, twist it, and it becomes a grubby little natural stain. Voila. I hope you agree, it just sort of takes away the airbrush look. If you airbrush it in, like I say, Terps based, Terps on a rag, and jam it in there, and it just makes a little bit more of a natural stain. little bit of tips on a sponge will do the trick and all, just to reactivate it and push it down into the nooks and crannies. Woo! Happy haircut! Honestly, I don't usually have it this short, but okay, it's not worth all that. I know it's quite amusing, but yeah, I just said short back. No, it hasn't been cut by the council. Oh. No, I have not had a fight with a lawnmower and lost. Oh, that joke's so old. I think last time I heard it, I laughed so hard I nearly fell off my dinosaur. Anyway, I just said shut. Right, that is it. Listen, I have been working my butt off, making some stuff for you for a new body. Honestly, if you don't shut up, I'm going to paint it pink. Yeah, I don't like that. In fact, I won't even make you a body at all. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep letting you just carry the beer till eventually. Yeah, who's laughing now, eh? That's showing up. Oh, and these two. I think Aunt Beru's ordered something from Amazon again. I can't get them off that window. Honest, I'm a nosy. But yeah, I only said short back and sides. Now, if I'd said something different, like, any chance you can just cut all this off and make me look a right twonk over Christmas because I've got relatives coming around? I can understand it. Well, you know, onward and upward. But yeah, you're right up there. Can you see it okay? Put my panel up. I've done some more runs and stains just with my car under seal, and I've glued my little bits of plastic on just to cover the screw holes. You know, you've got to make the use of everything, haven't you? I'll try and film a little bit more of it just so it's a bit clearer. As always, plenty to do. I'm even getting a few little bits and bobs donated now. Oh, on your little tour to be a stormtrooper. But yeah, and I've been skip ratting. Basically, this is just an old kitchen that was being ripped out. So, because I don't like the look of the rough wood or the OSB board, which I made this man cave out of, so I just want to smooth things off a bit for painting. And that's natural, just a fridge door. I've just flipped it the wrong way around because I do like a few of these little shapes, and I'll just stick some gleeblies and that. So yeah, I've just got a little bit sidetracked on because I've actually found the stuff, so I thought I'll screw it on the wall, get it out of the way, and then, like I've said, Dee's going to have a new body, if he's good, and then I'm going to build a rusty droid for outside. So I'll just end this one here now. It's freezing. I think I'm going to go in the house, and these pair are ignoring me anyway. You know what I mean? Until they get that delivery, they're just not going to. Anyway, what have you ordered, Aunt Beru? Some new clothes. Fair enough. Making his body hopefully be quite interesting, and especially making the rusty droid outside. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, I'll be doing a load more mould making in the unit. So then in the new year, I do want to push things forward a lot and get things moving in here. And I do actually want a name for my channel. I still haven't got one. I come up with a few mad ideas, but in my opinion, I mean, this is only my opinion, since 1983, the only decent Star Wars film, or should I say my favourite Star Wars film that's come out, is Rogue One. And I watched it again the other day, and that ship that they do a runner from Jeddah, the inside's a lovely pale green, and it's all beaten up, and the panels are brown. I'm thinking, oh, I do actually like that. I do like that pastel green. So not only am I thinking of doing this art that colour like in that ship, just for curiosity, my idea is for the channel to actually call it Rogue 2. So comment below if you think, yeah, that's not a bad idea, because my head's just spinning. I was thinking of calling it, oh, I think I broke something, or something like that, you know, because honestly, in here with these three, I'm just going bonkers. You know, I'm getting cabin fever. So any feedback would be proper big thumbs up. So in the new year, I'm thinking of calling the channel Rogue 2. So give us a thumbs up or a comment like if you think, yeah, that would suit it. I hope everybody has a good Christmas, and let's push it forward in the new year. And like I say, I'm afraid it gets no better. And as always, be nice to each other. Ta-ra.